Hey guys, so I had put up a while ago on my stories about book recommendations, and I have 9 books here that I wanted to show you guys. So there is a few that I have read fully. There's 2 here I think that I am kind of currently still working through, and then there's 2 that I'm kind of like dipping in and out of. So we will get started. So the first book that I'm going to show you is Magical Mediumship. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to turn this around. If not, what I'll do is I'll take a picture of the front and the back of the book and I'll post it to my stories. So apologies if I'm going to spam my stories a bit, but I want to create a little highlight for you guys. So this is by Danielle Dion. I'm hoping I'm saying this right. But this is partnering with the ancestors for healing and spiritual development. So this is basically about mediumship. And I really feel that she goes into such depth with it, but not to the point where you're just overwhelmed and you've no idea and it's not too technical, because I find sometimes these books can get quite technical. So if you're interested in mediumship, which I am, I have a massive pull towards mediumship currently, and it's something I'm working on quietly behind the scenes. And yeah, so I'm reading this currently. I'm about halfway through. I'm actually on chapter 12 and she's on about deities of the dead, which is really interesting. I would have never thought of looking into this. Again, these books are always great for that. Water break, typical. So the next 2 books, it has been a while since I have read these. Oh, hello. But I wanted to recommend them to you guys anyway, because I do think that they helped me along in my journey. So the first one is the Empath's Survival Guide. Life strategies for sensitive people. So for all my sensitives and empaths and light workers and energy healers and all that, this book is great. Yeah, there's some bits that I didn't agree on, but I mean, you're going to have that in books. So I've always heard, take what resonates and leave the rest. I think that just goes for life, really, isn't it? So definitely recommend the Empath's Survival Guide. Right, the next one then is, oh, I never said who it was by. Judith Orloff. See, I don't like pronouncing names because guaranteed I'm going to say them wrong. Anyway, I'm trying to keep this short for you guys. The next one is You Do Know, and it's by Becky Walsh. I swear, I feel like this book calls me out sometimes. It's learning to act on intuition instantly. So for any of you that are interested in, as you can see, I have sticky tabbed it. The pages end at the side as well. This book is great if you want to work on your intuition and learning to trust it. I did find that this book kind of got a bit rambly, a bit like myself, in places that I was kind of like, or maybe just too technical for me, that I was like, I don't really understand what she's saying. But I definitely found there was certain bits alright here that were helpful. I'm trying to see why was I using the sticky notes here? Oh, here, yeah. See, she touches upon chakras, which of course, as you know, I love that. And of course, intuition, with your chakras and aligned with it, is your third eye. So if you're learning all that, I think this book would be really helpful. Of course, it gives the left and right brain function. So, you know, your masculine, your feminine, the masculine and feminine. Use your masculine and feminine side. So yes, this is another book. If you're looking to work on your intuition, things like that, I think this would be a really great book for that. Right, on to the next one. I swear I suppose I'll keep in the theme of like intuition and psychic and what's not. Psychic Witch. I literally just finished this year. This is by Matt Oren. I, as you can see, really enjoyed this book. Yeah, I did. Of course, again, I'm not going to pick apart every book. There was sections of it that I found just didn't resonate with me. I just didn't think they were part of my practice. So definitely, if you're into witchcraft, and I think he incorporates that nicely. On the front of it, it says a metaphysical guide to meditation, magic, and manifestation. So you guys know how much I love manifesting and working with that. I wouldn't be a massive person for sitting down doing like spells and things like that. I don't think I've ever done that. It's just not something that's part of my practice. I do things a little bit different. I'm more of a writer, so I journal a lot more. That's kind of how I would do my manifestations and setting intentions. I'd write them down, light my candles. That's how I would kind of do it. But if you have a whole practice and you love casting circles and all that stuff, he touches upon all that here. I think if you're beginning, this is a great book because he really touches upon intuition and auras, and visualization here is another one, and the different clairs, and just things that, like, this book, I wish it was around when I first started practicing. But look, what can you do? Okay, so the first book that I did read, well, it isn't the first book, but it's one that I find really handy if you want to get into witchcraft, because I've always had an interest in it. I think how I do my practice is very, very different. But this is the Modern Guide to Witchcraft by Skye Alexander. And I think her books are just amazing. They just look great. Seriously, it just looks amazing on my bookshelf. But that's not the case because I did actually read it. And if you see some dust, sorry. It's been a while. I have this a long time. I have this a couple of years. And it is definitely a book that I would find myself dipping in and out of. You know, if there were certain things that I kind of wanted to know. You know, as she touches here about sacred space. What is a sacred space and creating sacred space? And she touches upon all kinds of things like your witch's toolkit. So I do feel that if you're starting out in witchcraft and you're not 100% sure if it's for you or not, this is a great little investment because it literally is a modern guide to witchcraft. She does touch upon different kind of witchcraft as well. You might have like, I know Wicca is a little bit different to it, and then you have kitchen witch and hedge witch, cheapers, and the misconception, and there's so much in this little book. Gorgeous. If you don't have it, go pick it up. Here's me giving you a sign. If you're looking for a book, pick this one up. I devoured it. Oh, hello. Absolutely loved it. Right, next book. Come on, move fast. Is if you're into the moon, Moonology is great by Yasmin Boland. She's on Instagram here. Definitely recommend. I can't say 100% that I retained all the information because, to be honest, you would want to read this book a few times, I think, if you want to retain everything, because she does touch upon the astrological signs and, you know, the different phases of the moons in those signs. And my brain sometimes got a little overwhelmed. But what I found with this book, what you can do is maybe there's a new moon coming up and you know what sign it is and whatnot. You can use this book to look it up and work with it, because she gives you, here, let me get an example for you. So, oh, this is great. Okay, hold on. Please bear with me here. She really does touch, like this looks tiny. It's jammed packed with stuff. But what she will do is like full moon or lunar eclipse in your 9th house. Okay, if you're into astrology, you'll know that. To me, I just heard full moon. I don't know what 9th house is yet. So she goes upon like incoming 2 weeks and messages and find a balance between, and then a mantra and affirmation. And she just goes upon all these things. And then she has like, here, for example, right, come on. Just like new moon in Virgo. Now here, this is where I was going with this. So take an inventory and be of service, be healthy, avoid nitpicking, get organized. Okay, so then the next one is new moon in Libra, and then like she just changes. Okay, instead of me just rambling, she just gives you information on kind of what to keep an eye out and what to do. I think this is great. It's such a handy little book to have in your collection if you're into that kind of stuff. So I only have one crystal book to recommend, because to be honest, I think if you're into crystals, if you're not, that's okay. You don't have to get this book. But if you're into crystals, you need this. Absolutely. If you never bought another crystal book, which is not going to happen in my case, but if you never bought another crystal book and you don't have one, get this one. This is a fantastic, handy little book. It's chunky. It is glossy. The only thing is, what I hate about this is, look, there was a sticker and it's all, do you know what? I'm not even talking about it. But this is great because it gives you the picture of what it looks like. Then it gives you the color and the appearance and rarity and the source. And then it just goes into all this information. And you have calcite. And it just has so many. I think there's 3 books of this. So this is the first one, and I think I have the second one. Yeah, I have 2 of them. Highly recommend if you're into crystals and you want to learn. It just saves you time and hassle of going on the internet and information overload. I have only 2 more books left, and that's it. That's it. I'll leave you alone. And these are tarot related. And if you don't know, I love tarot. I collect decks and all that stuff. But I'm also into, excuse me, ancestral healing and connecting with my ancestors and all that stuff. But that's another video. That's a different story. But this is Ancestral Tarot, and this is the second book that I'm currently working my way through. Actually, I have a few books working my way through, but this is the one that I want to recommend to you, because I actually had somebody comment about that they're doing ancestral healing, which I think is amazing. That's great. A lot of us don't understand the importance of ancestral healing. Excuse me. And this is a great book. I am finding it so helpful on my journey with connecting to my ancestors. And you can use runes for this. You can use oracle. Now, this is tarot based, but I mean, you can totally adapt it to the divination that you use. So I really love this, and it's just a great way of connecting. So highly recommend. And the last book, you guys, I bet you'd be glad to see the end of this video, is the Tarot Bible. These books are great. These are absolutely fantastic books. If you don't have them, get them. First of all, they're really easy to store. So if you don't have much storage space, these are so handy. They don't take up much space at all. But this is great if you're learning tarot, like me. I always consider myself still a newbie, even though I've been reading tarot for, gosh, I don't know how long at this stage. But this literally is like a tarot course in a book, to be honest, because it gives you all the meanings. Now, it follows the RWS, the Rider-Waite-Smith system. So if you're learning a different system, I don't know if this would be suitable for it. But it shows you drawing and choosing cards, and intuition and association. Because that's the thing with tarot. Sometimes people learn tarot and they just go with the meaning of it, and sometimes they just they don't listen to their intuition. So that's an important thing as well to know. And also, it gives you how to do readings for yourself, drawing a daily card, reverse cards, because you can read tarot reversed, reading for yourself, reading for others. And then what I loved about this is it gives you everyday spreads, which are so handy. And what else? You have relationship. I know a lot of people like that. And there's probably career here. Revelation spreads. Developing skills and knowledge. Now, this is a book I have not read like front to back. I literally dip in and out of it as I see fit. So that is all the books. Okay, that's not all the books that I own, but these are the books that I am recommending for you today. So I hope you enjoy it. If you actually have any of these books, let me know. I'd love to know what books you have, or if you pick them up, let me know what you think of them, because I love reading and I love recommending books. So anyway, I'm going to leave you with that. You've enough to be thinking about now, and I will see you guys real soon. Have a great day, and I will talk to you soon, guys. Bye.